Good evening, we are getting closer to Halloween. We're only 1 week closer since the last video, but we're still getting closer, is the point. With that being said, I have had a flood of requests. And that is, what if Jack and Sally were evil? And I've also gotten the request of what if Jack and Sally were gender switched? We are doing neither of those today. Reason being, when I saw these requests, my brain took me to a different thought process of, what if Jack were Sally and Sally were Jack? You're probably like, Lex, that's exactly what we're requesting, but it's not at the same time. I'm talking about what if Jack were still Jack and Sally were still Sally, but their styles were completely applied to each other. Meaning Jack might be blue and Sally might be gray. I already know it's gonna be absolutely sick. I am filming both of these characters in 1 day today. Which, to give perspective, I have been filming these videos 1 character a day, but today we're tackling both. Editing tomorrow, I get it. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you share it with your friends, and also please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I still want to hear your guys' what ifs, so leave them in the comment section below, or any requests. I actually might go back into recreating subscribers' artwork and turning them into characters. Body paint, real life drawing. We'll see. Also, please turn on your notification bell. Let the tube know that you love this channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. Now, I'm equally excited to create both characters, but we're going to start out with Sally. Now, my noggin has 2 ways of going about this. Either her dress would be striped, which would be a true Jack style on Sally, or we could do her dress, which is patches in black and white. Now, I'm leaning more towards her dress being patches and in black and white, sticking with the black and white style of Jack. Reason being, I actually did create a female Jack, I think it was last year, might have been 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was last year though, for last Halloween. Turned out sick. It's actually one of my favorite looks. I did it for multiple different things, but if you guys want to check out that video, I'll link it in the corner. So to start off, I am going to paint my face. Do I want to do it white or do I want to do it light gray? I think we're going to do, I need to commit. We are going to do a very, very, very light gray. Basically white, but not completely white. And the only reason is because I really don't want to make Sally look like, at the end you're gonna be like, oh, that's Jack. Very light gray. Body paint on my body. I'm also not super concerned about how I'm ending it on my chest, since we're going to be using other shades of gray down here anyways. I'm then going to fill in my eyes, and I'm going to make them nice and smoky, since I'm going to be using my natural eyes for my eyes and not drawing on the big round eye. First, going to lay down some eye primer and then fill in a lighter gray shadow right along my crease. Fill in a little bit darker until eventually we get this nice mix of grays. Whether you're doing a smoky gray eyeshadow on your eyes on your natural skin tone, or you're doing it on a character, it's always best to start lighter and then go darker, because it's easier to build up color than it is to take color off, which can be a nightmare before Christmas. I also made sure to prime underneath my eyes, because I'm going to be applying white shadow underneath there and making my eyes a little bit larger. Even though we're not doing round, we're doing larger. So make sure you prime underneath your eye. Extra bonus, if you stop this look basically at any point, you're gonna have a really sick black and white Halloween costume in case you just want to go as yourself, but in black and white. Now, using an angled brush, I'm then gonna go right underneath my eye, only going up to where the white of my eye stops in the corner and ending where, kind of just expanding my eye shape on this side. I'm gonna be taking gray eyeshadow and just leaving a little space that I'm gonna fill in with white body paint later. Using a liquid liner, I'm then going to line my eyes on my natural eyeball and then underneath where our new eyeball is. I'm then going to apply mascara only to my top lashes and fill in my eyebrows black. Don't worry, this will not be continuous black eyebrows in this video. And the only reason we're even putting eyebrows on is because we're using our natural face, natural eyebrows, natural eyeballs, or else we wouldn't even have eyebrows to begin with. I'm also going to fill this in with some white eyeliner later on, even though it already does look white, but it's the exact same color. It's just that the black broke it up. One thing I'm also not concerned about with my eyebrows is making it look too much like hair because she's more fabric-y anyway. For her stitches, I do not want to just make them black body paint, so I'm first going to go in using a dark gray eyeshadow, outline where they're going to be, and shade that to one side only. This is going to make the shading underneath the stitches before we actually make the stitches themselves. If you've been watching my channel for a while, or if you're brand new to my channel, you'll find out right now that I love not only black eyebrows, but I love to paint stitches. Now that we have all the shading down for our stitching, I'm then going to go in using black eyeshadow and just create a thin line in the middle of all of the shade. Now really, you could do this step using eyeliner, or you can continue using eyeshadow, but I'm going to go in using black body paint and create all of the stitching on Sally. I'm also going to do my very best to use the body paint right along the edge of the black line so it doesn't completely cover what we just laid down with the black eyeshadow, but more so just adds to it. I'm also just going to add a little black dot next to all the stitches where the stitches actually go into my skin. Not going to be very noticeable, but you'll know it's there. I'm then just going to use a little bit of black eyeshadow just to shade right underneath all the stitches just one more time. Now going back in and using white body paint, I'm then going to highlight all of the stitches as well as highlight right above the opposite side where we shaded. So if we shaded underneath here, we're going to highlight like boom, 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 like that. Using gray eyeshadow, I'm then going to outline where her dress is going to go. That way we can get the shading down before we paint it on, or else we're gonna get our shading on our dress and then we're gonna cry. Actually, before we apply our clothes in body paint, I do want to put red lips on Sally. I was gonna do it later, but we're gonna do it now. Because even though she's Jack's style, doesn't mean that she would be completely black and white. Also, when I said earlier that I wasn't gonna do stripes and I was gonna do patches, we're gonna do stripes. Reason being, I feel like now, after having all of this on, I feel like if I just do it in black and white, the patches for Sally, it's just gonna look like a black and white Sally. I don't want it to look like a black and white Sally. I want it to look like a reverse Jack of Sally. Sally, Jack. So I'm then going to go in using white body paint first to create all of my stripes, then go back in using black body paint. This is important. I also may do a I am a genius. Okay, so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to outline her dress using black body paint. I'm going to create the patches, and the stripes are going to be going in different directions for her patches. I am hyped. That is what we're doing. Also, don't forget to paint your arms gray. Now, because it's very, extremely, ridiculously difficult to get very straight lines with the body paint unless you're going to be spending 5 hours making the lines, we're then going to shade right along each section just to kind of blend the black into the white a very little bit. Using black body paint, I'm then going to re-outline, add the stitches, and then go back in using white body paint to highlight the stitches. They're not going to stand out that much in between the different pieces of fabric, but that's okay. They're still there. I'm then going to apply a little bit of white eyeliner or white body paint underneath my eyes, add some fake eyelashes on, and put on my wig. Very similar to my female Jack character, so if you like this Jack Sally, you might like my female Jack as well. Like I said, I'll link it somewhere in the video. Now that we know what Sally looks like as Jack, what would Jack look like as Sally? So excited. I have to go shower. Bald cap time. Ta-da! Now just like in previous videos, I just tie it up in the back since we're not really gonna be seeing the back anyways. Bald caps can be difficult to put on yourself. Doable, but difficult for sure. This is just an easy fix if you're not gonna see the back of your head. I also want to mention that I do use Pros-Aid to stick my bald caps on. I was just talking to somebody the other day who also can't use spirit gum. I can use spirit gum, but it has not the best reaction to my skin. So just in case you're like me, I use Pros-Aid. I don't use spirit gum. Basically, right off the bat, we're gonna be doing my favorite thing about this look. Actually, you know what? Every part is gonna be my favorite thing about this character. I've never done anything like this. I've done several Jacks, several Sallys, half and a half. I have never done a Jack like this. So my concept is we're gonna try to stick with the skin tone of the original Sally. It's a little difficult to nail it because it's not like a pre-mixed color in body paint, really, but we're going to make ourselves a very light blue. I'm also not going to worry myself too much about covering up my eyebrow because blue has a tendency to stick to eyebrow covering. I don't know. Especially light blue, I don't know. And since I already have my bald cap on, I don't want to have it get all messed up and all weird. Then I can take the bald cap off and then it's just a whole mess. I'm also going to apply a little bit of foundation to my face underneath the body paint. Not a necessary step, but something that I always do. Also, I am filming this the same day that I just filmed Sally. I just took a shower, so in case anybody was curious about body paint staining or coming off this, that, and the other, I just took a shower. I might have a couple stripes here, but not really. Even if I do, it's because I didn't really like scrub knowing that I'm gonna be another character right now. When going down my neck, I also want to keep in mind that I'm going to still be making my little bat. That's probably going to take up about that. Now chances are I'm probably still going to fill in my eyes using black, but for right now I'm going to outline them using blue just so I can get a general map of what I'm looking like. And I'm also just going to quickly sketch it in my mouth. To add the general shading on my face, I'm going to shade a little bit right underneath my eyes using the same blue that I just used, and I'm also going to drag this down a bit before we put stitches in. I might actually fill the eyeballs in using a navy blue and then maybe a little bit of black in there. I don't want to make them... It's weird because like ideally I would make them this blue. Problem is I have real eyeballs and my real eyeball line will show up if I do not make it darker. While I still have this blue out, I'm then going to add in where my stitches are going to go. This is just going to be some shading underneath the stitches. I'm also going to take a MadeULook blending brush and blend right along here, this blue. Using a navy blue eyeshadow, I'm then going to outline my eyes, add a little bit of navy blue right through here, and probably some navy blue right here also. I'm then going to mix together black and blue and fill in around my eyes. It's gonna be a navy blue, but realistically it's pretty much gonna be black. You can just use black if you want to. I might just end up using black. I'm gonna use black. I'm gonna use black. I'm gonna fill in my eyes using black. I'm also gonna go ahead and line my eyes. I'm then just going to take a very thin line of black eyeshadow and deepen up in here, going back in with black body paint and adding in the stitches. And once this paint is dry, I'm going to highlight the stitches using white body paint. I know I'm like adding, but I'm also going to use blue eyeshadow and add the little dots right around where the stitches are gonna go in, then add little black dots also where the stitches are going to go in. Chances are I'm gonna also be using that same blue to kinda, you know, shade a little bit going on. Just like Sally above her stitches, I'm also going to use a little bit of white right in between this just to highlight. Blue eyeshadow, shading. I am like in the zone right now. Oh geez, I definitely went with Spooky Jack the Pumpkin King. I got carried away again. Okay, now is the extra fun part. I'm going to outline his suit. You'll see. I'm gonna outline his suit right now. So excited, it's so cute. Now that we have the outline for his suit filled in, we are going to fill in his suit like the patches from Sally. It's gonna be so cute. The bat's gonna have his little button eyes and he's gonna be adorable. I'm just gonna cruise. I'm gonna be using various body paint colors, trying to get the best I possibly can, closest to Sally's type of colors, and just fill in all the general basic shapes and patches that we're going to be adding to his suit. We're also going to keep the center of his outfit a nice lighter tan as opposed to being bright white because everything else is gonna be more raggedy looking. Actually, before this gets confusing, I'm going to shade in each color using a darker version of the color that you are seeing. I'm then going to use black body paint to fill in all the patterns on the bow tie? Yeah, it's a bow tie. Bat tie. Although I am going to fill in the black pattern on the bat right now, I'm going to not fill it in right here and maybe not on the bottom right here, or I might need to redo it a little bit just because I'm going to be adding other colors and I don't want the black to get mixed in, but I also want to outline it now, that way it doesn't get confusing when I start adding the other patches underneath these colors, and then it's just going to be a lot unless you kind of outline as you go along. I'll be outlining as I go along. I'm also going to fill in some stitches in between the different fabric patterns and highlight them using white. I'm then going to fill in the center of my chest using tan and shade a little bit using brown eyeshadow. For his collar, I'm going to pick one color and then another color, and I'm going to do stripes and polka dots on each one. I'm then going to just go ahead and fill in all the rest of the patches on the rest of my suit. And just like all the other areas, I'm going to be laying down the colors first, then shading using a darker version of that color in eyeshadow and adding some sort of pattern to it. Continuing to use black body paint, I'm then going to outline all of the patches and add in all of these stitches. Using white, I'm then going to highlight throughout the entire suit, including the stitches that I just put down. And I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing. Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones does nothing for these empty tears. That's right, I am the Pumpkin King, and I just can't wait until next Halloween, cause I've got some new ideas that'll really make them scream! That's it, that's the end of my singing. Cause I actually can't wait for Halloween. And I am gonna make people scream, maybe. Leave your requests in the comments below.